soon. Did you hear that?
Got it. Yep.
All right, now I'm gonna hit 1, 2, 3.
And away we go.
Woo. This is our first Zoom in like several months.
Yep. I had to
don't
do a
remember the
little
last time we-
update.
Huh?
I had to do a little update on Zoom.
Blur my background. I can blur my background.
Oh, you can do a bunch of shit.
Oh.
Hell yeah, your kitchen's a mess.
It looks weird. I don't like it. All right, I guess that works. All right, I need to get some beer. Welcome back, my satanic worshippers, to another occult gathering where tonight we will sacrifice one of the best kings of rock and roll, and we're not talking about Elvis Presley. But joining me with this satanic cult gathering, sacrificial worship, is my right hand sacrificial dagger holding, goat slitting man, Jason Sandler. Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm the guy that hands him the scalpels.
So tonight we are doing things a little differently. We are going to be Zooming because Timmy's basement got flooded.
Hell yeah, life.
And, yep, it got flooded twice.
What the fuck
Twice
happened
in
the
1
second
month.
time? The same.
So the first time it was
Leak?
actual flooding. We
From
lost
the
power
weather?
for 3 hours, and then the pump stopped working, and then it just all the massive rain that we've been getting flooded my basement, 3 inches of water. But then we dried it and took care of it and all that for like 3 weeks straight, just for my my outdoor water pipe to burst.
Oh wow.
And I had my sprinkler on, trying to take care of the grass for like an hour and a half, and come in the house after that, and there's another 3 inches of water flooding all the basements to the point I just gave up.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So we'll be zooming till the basement is back intact.
Which might be about a
Hopefully.
month,
And hopefully a new fucking setup.
right? So, with that note, tonight we are going to be talking about a new film that kind of slid under the radar, but it was in theaters for a hot, quick minute.
Yeah.
Probably like a week, right?
Yeah. It was short.
And it's a film that came out of nowhere, but Jason showed it to me. I saw it. I was super excited for it, and it's a very interesting film, and that is Studio 666, featuring the Foo Fighters.
Hell yeah.
All of them.
They made a movie.
They made a movie. And it is a very unique movie because it is a comedy horror music, as they say, genre. And it is basically about the devil, or a rock band selling its soul to the devil.
Yeah.
Particularly one person in the band.
It's always
You
the
probably
lead
get-
singer.
Yep, Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
Selling his soul for rock and roll.
Dave Grohl gets to
And-
kill his band members.
Yeah. And he has a great time doing it.
Oh my god. You could tell he had so much fun playing this character. Because
Yeah.
it's like the opposite of who I think he is. Because he's like a nice guy, smart, fun, head on his shoulders.
Yeah, I
You can
will
tell
say
he's
that
got respect and whatnot.
there's like a bit of like, he's having a good time, and like
Yeah.
that's who Dave Grohl is. He just seems like he has a good time in life, whatever.
Yeah.
And then this is like his fantasy coming true.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Like,
It's the alter
you know, the band
ego.
members on the
This
road
is-
for, you know, a year straight, and you're
This
just like,
is-
I want to fucking kill you. And
This is his Slim Shady. This Eminem.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, let me read
so-
off the details for this. So this came out in 2022. It's rated R, 1 hour and 46 minutes. Now, I honestly, it went pretty quick, like an hour and 46 minutes. You know, you look at it, it seems kind of like a long time. It seemed like a blip. Like
Yeah?
it went pretty quick.
There was
I
some
didn't find myself-
there was some dragging moments for me, but yeah, I don't know.
Legendary rock band Foo Fighters move into an Encino mansion steeped in grisly rock and roll history to record their much anticipated 10th album. And the funny thing about this is Dave Grohl made the album, an actual full-length album for this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The band that they use in it was it Black Widows, I think.
Okay.
The band that gets killed in the mansion.
oh, in
they
the
haunt it?
90s?
Yeah, that
Yep.
band is a fictional band,
Yeah.
but that band, that heavy music and stuff, that metal, Dave Grohl made an entire album
With them?
off of that band,
Okay.
and it's just death metal,
Hell yeah.
and it's not bad. I listened to it and I was like, wow, the fact that this is Dave Grohl who wrote this and is
What
I don't know, it's impressive.
is it? What's the band called? What's in?
I think it's Black Widows
Okay.
or something like that. I would have to look it up again. It is featuring the full band members,
And
every single one of them.
probably a roadie or two as well.
Yeah, and there is a couple, I would say, like people who are actual celebrities, like Whitney Cummings, who's a
Yeah.
comedian.
Yeah.
She's fairly well known. I
She's very well known. She's rich as fuck. She's funny.
Jeff Garland, who played their
Yeah.
manager, and he's well known.
for being a
you
manager
have-
and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You have Will Forte, who
Hell
makes a
yeah.
quick little cameo as the
As a
delivery
fanboy.
guy. Yeah, fanboy. Yep,
the guy with the fucking demo tape.
yep. What was the band name? Bone
Structure, Bone Structure.
Bone Structure. Yeah. And Lionel Richie makes a cameo, and then
yeah, he
John
does.
Carpenter. John
Mm.
Carpenter is the music producer or the
No way.
mixer, the engineer. He's one of the
Okay.
engineers. Yep.
Hell yeah.
And then you have Jimmy Simpson, who makes a quick little cameo in the end of the film.
Who's Jimmy
He's the one that
Simpson?
he's the one that knocks on the door at the end and says, "Mr. Grohl is like, oh, you know, they're ready for you or whatever." So
Oh,
he was
okay.
in.
Oh,
He's in a lot. Yeah, he's in a lot. He's a
Yep.
redhead ginger. He was in
Yep.
like he's in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Big actor.
Yeah, I know who you. I just never knew his name.
Yep, he's in a lot of shit. He's been in House, a lot of those shows.
But he's the nasty dude in Sunny in Philadelphia, right? The nasty neighbors or that family that's all gross.
Yeah, the incestual
Yeah, the-
twins or family or whatever.
any
Yep.
kind of nasty,
With
disgusting
unibrow
thing
and
you can
shit.
put on a family tree, they have it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, he's one of them.
Oh my
I think
God,
yep.
he performs that way too well.
Yeah. So, so this was directed by B.J. McDowell or McDonald. I don't know how to say his name.
Never heard
I
of
don't
him?
think I. No, I don't. No, I haven't seen anything other than he's done music videos. He did Hatchet 3,
Okay.
the cheesy horror
Oh, I can tell by the title. It's
movie. Yep,
It's one
Hatchet
of those
3.
B movies.
Yeah, he did Slayer's Killology. That's about it. And then this one. So yeah, nothing I'm aware of. Apparently, though, he's one of the camera people for like Jack Reacher, the movie with Tom Cruise, Shazam.
Mm.
Interesting. Anyway, a no name
Whoa.
guy,
He's cool because he's friends with Dave Grohl. I can only assume.
right? Now this is the thing. Dave Grohl. This whole movie was based off a story that Dave Grohl had.
Okay.
So this film was based off of an idea that Dave Grohl had, and he just had a guy that helped write it. So I think it's very interesting that this is what Dave Grohl apparently thinks about.
Right? Hell yeah.
Which is why I said this is like
His fantasy.
his fantasy, yeah, about killing his bandmates and becoming
I totally get
a rock
it.
god.
And you have to think why I like it so much. You have to think that every lead singer or a person in that position in power has these thoughts. Because it only makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't do very well. IMDb rating was 5.7 out of 10. I call bullshit on that.
But the people love it. The popcorn rating I think the popcorn bucket means the public rather than Rotten Tomatoes. But it was at 80%.
Good.
Yeah, I think this is more for them and their fans. Like, this movie was taken serious because it looks pretty good and it's shot pretty well.
Yeah.
Even when it's not, it seems like they fucked with it on purpose to make it all cheese. Like they lean into the cheese. They don't take it too serious. And
yeah, right there. They don't take it too serious.
And it's just like when I first watched it, I was like, oh, it's so cute. You guys made a movie, like
yeah,
because there's only like 3 of them that act pretty well.
It really did remind me of Tenacious D Pick a Destiny meets Evil Dead.
Yeah, they were
like
just,
that was the comparison I made. It was if the Tenacious D decided to do a mashup with Evil Dead, you get this. So
it was just and they just had fun with like every aspects of movie. Why I like movies, they just had fun with those tropes, like the fucking the murder scenes, the nightmare scenes.
It's too dark now.
The eerie, yeah. You got sunlight in your face. Back in the basement.
Yeah, we're gonna get some blinds.
Oh yeah.
I can fix this. Fine. Let there be light. Yeah, this movie was not taken serious. Yeah, absolutely. And I think
in
that's
a fun
the
way,
issue.
though.
In a fun way, yeah. It didn't need to be. Like, this was a fun movie. It was enjoyable. It was fun. Like, I was more giddy through the entire thing. And I had some laugh out moments too. Like,
when they're in the basement looking up symptoms, and this is towards the end, but this one made me laugh out loud when the symptom was throwing up or digestion being incorrect, and then it just cuts to him fucking playing guitar, just projectile vomiting. He goes, "Or no more oatmeal beer bongs for Davey." He sounds all wasted.
Or what was it? Levitating off the ground, like 6 feet. You just see him like levitating into the room and then levitating back out.
Yeah, we were just this movie was just cracking jokes on things I love about movies.
Yeah. They were having a good time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things that I will admit that I didn't really care for was some of the dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys aren't actors. Like, I didn't expect anything to be too special.
Right.
But I felt like some of the dialogue was a little like forced in there. You know what
forced? I was thinking lazy.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way of doing it too. It didn't seem like there was a lot of effort putting into anything to really make it flesh out.
They
but
definitely weren't trying to be clever with their dialogue writing.
No. Just sometimes they would say something. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
That
and
was
those are
short.
Probably some of the parts that dragged for me in this film. But I don't know how to start talking about this movie, or you want to start from the beginning. I'm fucking.
Well, let me do something real. So, the opening weekend for this, there is no budget. No.
Don't kick them while they're down. There's no.
Yeah, this came out February 25th. The opening budget was $1,540,000 $543 domestic
Wow.
opening weekend. So, $1.5 million. It grossed domestically $2.5 million. So it doubled basically.
Yeah.
Worldwide grossed 300, or sorry, 3 million.
3 million, not
Yeah,
300 million.
not 300. Sorry, 3 million.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm pretty sure that if they didn't pay this out of pocket, that they won't get anything.
They lost money on this movie.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely. Unless they
and
paid
they-
out of pocket,
yeah.
and then
And
that's
that's
all went right back into their
And that's
pocket.
how it feels. They just did it for themselves. They probably did
Yeah.
pay for this movie, but you can't make a movie like this for $3 million or less. Like,
I don't know. It was
I
very
guess.
practical. It
I
was very
guess.
practical.
And
They
there was-
there was a house which they probably could rent for like a week,
Yeah.
and it would probably be less than $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, especially these are rock stars, so they all have plenty of money. I mean, I think Dave Grohl is worth over $400-something million, if not more. So,
Right.
but you have the house. All the practical effects would be super cheap.
Yeah,
They probably
were
had
going
more
old
like
school with that.
yeah, they probably had more visual volunteers. You know, like most people were probably just willing to hop up and play.
Yeah, I bet you
So-
Will Forte wasn't paid. That guy seems
I'm
cool
sure.
as fuck. He would pop in for a few hours. It was obviously in L.A. That's where it's
Yeah, I mean,
is, right?
they didn't have multiple locations.
Yep.
It was
very true.
basically two locations. It was
Yeah.
in the
In the
manager's office, and then
At
it
the
was
house.
in the house the rest of the time. So
Yeah.
I think the most expensive thing would probably be catering.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's a good point because it's not like they're hired actors, so they just, yeah. I
And
don't
you
know.
can get that kind of look on a
Good
new,
for them.
like a $50,000
a phone.
lens.
You can get that shit on
They-
a phone.
Well, you could get a red camera
Yeah.
for $50,000. So you could spend less than $100,000 on camera equipment.
Huh.
And there's nothing about this that seemed very complicated. So I don't.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it could have been
Yeah.
fairly cheap.
I think, yeah.
So-
definitely, there's a chance.
First off, are you a fan of Foo Fighters?
I'm not a fan. I never purchased their album. I never changed their songs when they're on the radio.
Okay.
I sing along. They're catchy. They're simple. I know his. The more I get to know his background and the type of guy he is, the more I like the songs
Yeah.
even more. So yes, but I've never bought an album.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, but yeah, not on paper. No receipts.
I have bought their albums. I've bought like 3 of their albums, but I think I only have one tangible one now. That's the one that has Best of You on it
Okay.
because I really like the song.
Yeah.
That was a really, really good song. But I bought that album when it came out.
Right.
And I did have their first album, the one that had the blaster ray on it, the sci-fi blaster ray. I did have that album at one point, but I don't know if I have it anymore. And then I did buy, I think I bought one more album that was used too. At least I feel like I remember buying it, unless it was for somebody else. So I know I've bought their music. I'm not a fan. I don't know what they call their fans, foodies.
Oh, no. I'm definitely not a fan then.
But I am a huge fan of Dave Grohl.
Yeah. That guy just
Like-
seems cool.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been considered like one of the nicest guys in rock and roll.
Right.
So, and he seems fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
he just seems so cool.
He just has kind eyes.
He
But
he's a very unique and very talented musician.
yeah, I was gonna say he seems very serious.
Yeah, like he loves what he does. He loves his music and this and that. And I've seen several interviews. I've seen several like one-on-one stuff with him. Like Sam Jones is a professional photographer in Hollywood who's done a lot of celebrity photos and shit like that. Has a Netflix series called Behind the Scene with Sam Jones, where he has just a bunch of actors come on and they just have a conversation.
Hell yeah.
And he was on there, and that's where I learned about Dave Grohl. He's a drummer who plays guitar, and like he plays guitar like he plays drums. And he uses his low strings like he would use his kick, and he uses a lot of open low strings and stuff. And then he uses his high strings like he would his snares and his, crashes and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's just fascinating.
Right? It makes sense.
It just seems so fascinating. And it also makes sense why he's so rhythmic too.
Yeah.
With his guitar playing. He's not like a lead guy. He's just very rhythmic. In fact, in the film, we see him do a metal lead, and I have 100% confidence that that's not him doing it.
Right.
Especially with everybody looking at him like, Dave, when did you learn to play guitar?
Yeah, their long 44-minute song in this film. The running joke, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's a mash of Black Sabbath, like the Paranoid days, and something else. Did I write it down? I can't remember, but it had a lot of Black Sabbath vibes.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly love that type of jazzy funk, or death metal.
Jazzy funk. Jazzy funk death metal.
Yeah.
Well, you did have the Slayer's guitarist and founding member, Kerry King, who was their roadie. He's the one that got electrocuted.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, he's the one that helped found and formed Slayer, which is one of the world's biggest metal bands of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't doubt that guy had his feet in the industry for a second.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for not being a big Foo Fighters fan or anything like that, we basically just admitted that we wanted to see this film because of Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Was it a disappointment?
No, this is everything I wanted it to be, and that's about it. Because I just like silly comedy horror, and if you throw a fucking music in there, a studio, I'm all in. Just to stare at the equipment, is...
Yeah. Yep. I feel that way too. Like, I think that's the only reason why I like watching hip hop movies and stuff like that is just because they're in a studio.
They're playing with music equipment. It's fucking awesome.
Right. And I've spent a lot of time in
my favorite part of the
studios.
What?
Is I've spent a lot of time in professional studios when I was in school.
Yeah.
And so I loved being in them. Like any opportunity I could, if somebody was recording anything, like if it was professional recording and they would allow us students to go in there and sit in the engineer room, I'd take it. I'd take the opportunity just to be there, just to watch the magic happen.
Fucking right.
So it would be like watching, a film be made or just be on set for whatever. It's like, I don't know. It's the same aspect.
Being in that world and soaking it all in. Yeah, it's our creative.
So the movie itself. Let's actually talk about the movie.
Okay.
The basis of this film is
10th album. Foo Fighters got to make their 10th albums, and something about the number 10 puts a pressure on it, and it needs to be their best ever, or their, I don't know, rebranding or whatever the fuck. It needs to be excellent.
It needs to be fresh.
So and they have to do something different that they never done before. So then Jeff Garland says, "I got the perfect plan for you. Go record in this place that's got the best sound or whatever." And I've heard stories like Red Hot Chili Peppers and some other bands like renting out these mansions and other like these specific homes that have these incredible, rare, hard to explain, unique reverbs and noise to them.
Yep.
And energy. So that,
and we got that in this movie.
Yeah, but so it's a real thing that bands do, especially in like 10th. And then, things can get all creepy and sketchy and never once scary, but there's some cool demonic shit in that house.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, that's where I'm going to stop and you're going to start talking.
Yeah.
And you got the wacky
you are right, though, like
neighbor, Whitney Cummings.
They did take that trope, that real life kind of trope, though. It's like the superficial thing that bands have when they're in this, recording album or something like that. Slipknot had it when they were recording their album. I think it was Volume 3. I think it was I think it was their third album. They went and they did the same thing. They rented this mansion and, the hills of fucking California or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were there for like a week and a bunch of weird shit happened.
Yeah.
Bands like that, some weird stories. They just took that trope and they did it for themselves. And they put a little pizzazz on it.
There it is. Hell yeah.
And they decided that there's a band that was in this house who previously in the 90s who all got murdered by their lead singer because made a pact with the devil.
Dave Grohl gets possessed and starts just getting demonic. I don't remember the moment he was possessed. Was it very clear? Was it during the in the bed at night with the cool walls turning into like sky and crazy? That effect was crazy.
That was the moment that I guess the demons went into him. Like he was possessed. Yeah,
okay.
Which was one of the parts I laughed out loud a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Like he's just like he turns on the light. He's like, It just rolls over, turns the lights off, looks over. It's just that little scream. So that was the moment he got possessed by whatever entities in there. In the house.
Then they start the jokes about him and his writer block and that whole little sequence, I guess. Fucking that had me smiling and giddy as fuck because he goes to sit down and show him 2 songs and
oh guys, I've been working on something.
And you see it in the trailer. And that, I don't know, I've saw it 3 times now. It just makes me laugh every time. The way he's just like, fuck, really? Damn it. The wells run dry.
Yep. I've written all the music.
And then Lionel Richie scene when that's my song, man.
Yeah.
I know you're in a writer's slump right now, but that's my song.
Get your own song.
I love that song.
Don't touch my fucking song. Yeah.
Just see Lionel Richie try to get mad at Dave Grohl was fucking
He came
funny.
out of nowhere, though.
Yep, exactly.
What the fuck was that? Like, he came out of nowhere.
That seemed like a dream type of sequence with the smoke and the disco ball.
I think that's exactly what it was. I think it was just supposed to be that essence of him like daydreaming and fantasizing about him stealing somebody else's shit and taking credit for it.
And the way he sung it with so much like passion and Dave Grohl appearance. That shit just makes me giddy as fuck. Silly movie, and it's my kind of silly.
And Whitney Cummings, who was the neighbor.
She's the awkward groupie neighbor.
Groupie neighbor. Yep. Who sleeps with one of the band members and
sleeps to her death.
Typical cliche chainsaw.
Yeah, but with the right song, though.
Yes, by Jackal's Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yep. And the singer is known to have a chainsaw attached to his guitar.
Yeah. So that just added to the funniness of that death scene.
Yep. Yeah, it was great. It was very appropriate.
But yeah, Whitney Cummings' character was the neighbor. She was just there to drop the information of the history of the house and solidify the curiosity of the band because they're too stupid to realize that anything.
Yeah. Ooh. We got some bombers, some video bombers.
Say hi.
Wesley's starting to say shh. I can't remember which one it was who was sleeping with him. Which band member?
Oh, the guy with the sunglasses with the smooth talk, or he thinks he's smooth. Is it Shorty? Shitsy? I don't know. He's the guy with the beard, the hat, the sunglasses all the time, and he's one of the funnier band guys. It's him, Pat, and then Dave Grohl.
Oh, it's Nate.
Nate, okay.
Nate Mendel. And then you have Pat Smear, Taylor
Smear
Hawkins,
R.I.P.
Ramey Jeffy. It wasn't Ramey, was it? Which one was Ramey?
No. I thought you already said it, Nate.
I think it had to be Nate.
Yeah.
There's not a picture, so I don't know. But I'm taking a guess.
Because he was trying to get with her the entire movie, and it was fucking hilarious. His weird, awkward, I'm this smooth ladies' man type of vibe, and how it doesn't work, but works in a way that makes me laugh.
Well, and he was using the spiritual
Yeah, he's one of them
pseudoscience type whatever guy, the hippie.
And even when we first meet him for real, it was when they sit out at the table, and then he yells at the other bandmate for sleeping with his grandma or some shit.
Yeah,
like that whole build up and the voice in his head. It's like I don't know. Yeah. I like that guy in this movie. He was one of the three that did a good job. None of them did terrible, but you just tell they're not actors and stuff.
And then Taylor Hawkins, who's the drummer, he was also the drummer for Alanis Morissette, who recently died.
Taylor Hawkins did, not Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, no, not Alanis Morissette. Taylor Hawkins. No, Taylor Hawkins recently died. What, like a couple months ago? Actually,
like a month after this goddamn movie came out.
Yeah, and he apparently refused to learn lines. And so he wanted to improv everything. He didn't have a lot of dialogue, so it worked. But
maybe because he was improvising didn't make the the cuts, the edits.
If it was the part that you were talking about where he's like, Dave's like, oh, I got some riffs I've been playing around with. I'm going to show you guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then he has like the best line. It's like, oh, Dave,
you wrote
great fucking song, but you wrote that like 20 years ago.
Called Evergreen, and you wrote that shit 20 years ago.
And he's like, oh, how about this one?
That was probably his longest sentence of dialogue in the film.
I think so.
But I could see he always seemed like a fun dude in interviews, and like I could see him trying to have Taylor? Yeah,
Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, you just like a silly fucking life of the party type of thing.
Well, yeah, we talked about it when we watched the Alanis Morissette documentary. What was it?
Something on
Jaded Jill.
Yeah. It's on HBO.
Yeah, we talked about that. He seems like an alright guy.
Yeah, he just seems like so. He tried to improv some funny shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe he read the dialogue and he was like, "I'll make up my own shit. You guys aren't even trying."
And I kind of wondered about that with like Pat's dialogue.
Oh my god,
his shit was terrible.
But his mannerisms, like when he doesn't have a bed and he's sleeping in the kitchen and stuff.
He sleeps in the kitchen on top of the island.
Yeah, until it gets too filthy with garbage. And then that one lady, he looks like a dead body on the floor. And he goes, "Oh, sorry, I usually sleep up there, but it just felt layered with fucking to-go boxes, pizza, food debris. I don't know that shit. His monotone and awkwardness, you could tell he was awkward in the movie, set. But he just, everything he said made me fucking laugh because he has this like permagrin. He cannot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a careless. I'm just here kind of thing. Like
this weird doofus thing to it, but it's like he just like Brick from fucking Anchorman.
Yeah, I can compare that. I can see that absolutely. Just with a little better dialogue.
But he was just so adorable. He made me laugh so many times.
Just like when he tells Dave, "No, are you saying no to me?" Yeah, I don't even have a bed, man. I sleep on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that standing up to Dave Grohl thing is like because Dave Grohl's like, "I cook an excellent barbecue," and one dude's like, "Yeah, if you like fucking charred and dried out meat," and everyone looks at him like, "You're not supposed to tell him." Like,
yeah. Dave just gives him like just fucking mean mugs. I'm like, "I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker," and he does.
Right. So that weird play on, the alpha.
Yeah. One of the things that Dave Grohl is like known for is not to be this egotistical rock star maniac. Like that's like we literally mean like he's considered one of the most humble rock stars of all time.
Exactly.
He's literally a legend. In many, many people's eyes, in the music world, he's a legend, a living legend. He's basically a rock god. He really is.
Yeah.
And he makes fun of that.
And that's why I laugh a little extra at these jokes because I know it's it's for the joke.
Yep. And like when he came at Pat in that moment where he stood up to him and said, "No, I don't even have a bed." And he comes at him, and he's like, "I'm Fade fucking Grohl." I'm a god of rock.
He's not even good at being a fucking asshole.
Nope. It's like I get what I want. It's like I get free parking anywhere. Just ask Jimmy Page.
Did you like the Will Forte?
As the delivery guy?
Yeah. And the Dave Grohl lookalike, the fanboy, the fucking demo guy.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a little disappointed because I wanted a little bit more.
Oh.
I really thought his role was just so tiny and almost insignificant, and I wish it was just a little bit more. I felt like he could have had a little bit more screen time.
Yeah, maybe they only had one day with him or a few hours, and that's all he could do.
Maybe.
Because now that you mention all that money talk, I could see Will Forte just volunteering.
Just doing it.
Doing this because I was in the area
he's a fan
or whatever. Or
whatever.
Probably friends with the fucking guy.
Maybe.
Dave Grohl and Will.
I did like what he did. I kind of wish there's more.
Yeah, it was good.
That's
You wanted more. But, I thought... I'm just a sucker
Where's
for
the
Will
ranch?
Forte. Yeah.
Oh, I got it in the car, man. Oh, Dave, I made sure to bring more ranch.
Right.
Dave?
I thought it was funny how he looked just like a young Dave Grohl or some shit. I don't know. The long hair, the same beard, and
I don't know about young. Dave Grohl, when he was with Nirvana, he had long hair.
I guess I meant young because of the jean jacket or like that. They had an 80s wardrobe instead of even though, never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. He looked like Dave Grohl, and it was funny because he was like super fan. You're my second favorite band after Coldplay.
Yeah, Coldplay. And he looks at him too like that motherfucker. Second to Coldplay?
Exactly. And Coldplay's like, I'm not familiar with the music, but they're a big joke. Like they're a punchline for a lot of rock stuff, right?
Well, that's because Coldplay is a British alternative pop band.
Okay.
Like 90s alternative, like they're a British alternative pop band. I think they're British. I'm pretty sure they're British. So yeah, it's hard to take them serious in the same, world as Foo Fighters, which is an alternative rock band.
Right.
So
hell yeah.
They're not pop, they're rock. So how'd you like the story? Do you think that the story was pretty good?
Yeah, it was cut and dry. They fucking moved in. They had their music motivations. They moved into a haunted mansion or a big ass house, and things went to shit. And then at the end, I was gonna ask you, did you like the Jeff Garlin answer to the story?
I thought it was
I
accepted it.
It felt like we got nothing else, so let's just go with this. Like it wasn't good, it wasn't bad. I accepted it. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the ending of that,
yeah,
I probably would have a little more issue with it. But I liked how it was ended.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I guess it's time for Dave to have a solo career.
Yep.
And then there you see him possessed by the devil or whatever, and he's in his room. So I kind of like that because it's playing off of that whole rock god thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it makes fun of that rock star mentality and the industry and all that shit.
And anybody who knows Dave Grohl, he is a master musician. Like that fucker, like for their first album, like he wrote everything.
Yeah.
Like for the first album.
He recorded it all himself, the whole mixtape.
Yeah. Like who does that?
And then he
who writes
around.
such a successful album too, all by himself.
Yeah, he took a break after Kurt Cobain's
untimely death.
Right? And then he tried to get away, and he went like far away to some small fucking place. And he wanted to like get away, and then he was walking down the road, and somebody fucking was wearing a Nirvana t-shirt, and it's like way the fuck far from the States. And he just kind of realized, shit, man, I'm not getting away from this. It's too big, and what just happened is not going to make it any less big. So then he just, instead of running away from the whole thing, and he sat down and wrote a bunch of those songs. And that ended up on that first album, that mixtape and stuff like that. So That was his story. I heard from him on a podcast. Boom.
Credibility. No fake news here. All factual. Go look it up on Wikipedia.
Paraphrased by yours, truly.
Yeah, I think that with Dave Grohl having all that shit and then writing a successful album and being a successful musician in two bands, huge worldly bands,
Right.
it's almost impossible for you to not think that he wouldn't have this ego on him. And yet this movie making fun of that, I think just staples even more, like you were saying earlier, that he doesn't. He doesn't. This is him having fun. This is him playing a character, an exaggeration of himself.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think the horror aspect. How do you feel about the horror aspect?
Yeah, like you said, Evil Dead. It reminded me of independent, old school, no super special effects or anything like that. It was just it was fun. It was
Just a lot more clarity.
Yeah.
Less grain, a lot more clarity.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they put in the work instead of like CGI stuff, you know? They did the old school.
Yeah, and I have to say that all the
shit.
practical effects, man, all the practical effects, just spot on. It made it so much better. You do get some CGI. You definitely do. But they used a lot of practical effects, and it's so unusual to see nowadays.
Exactly why I appreciated it extra because of that.
I said that Sam Raimi. This is a Sam Raimi film. It should have been directed by Sam Raimi.
Hell yeah.
I wish Sam Raimi would have just said, hey, I'll do this for free.
Right?
Because it had Sam Raimi written all over it. And so I feel like this
They gotta
BJ
be
guy.
fans of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. It was like, I think this BJ guy must have taken a lot of influence off of Sam Raimi's style.
Yeah, I definitely I feel that.
He did a good job. He did an excellent job. And there was a lot of like references like to The Exorcist, Evil Dead.
Yeah.
You know, so even the book that they had, the Necronomicon. This wasn't that, but in Evil Dead that was. And it was all made out of human skin. This book was made out of human skin.
Yeah.
And it needed blood.
So, yeah, they were just using things that they're not original, but it doesn't. They just used them to keep the story going forward and get to the next death and next joke, and it was fun.
And this is one of those things that Aram likes to say a lot is that the tropes work.
Yeah.
When they're done right.
Yeah, they
And
had
this
fun
is,
with
this
them.
is one of those cases. Yeah.
They made a joke out of all of them, and
Yes, they,
it made me.
this is a run. This is one long running joke.
Yeah, it is. The Pearl Jam high fives. Oh,
Yep.
I fucking loved it.
It took me a second to realize like why they did that, and then I remembered one of their album covers.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all like fists in. Yeah.
I don't know. That was just fun. I didn't know there was an album cover or why they were doing it. It was just Pearl Jam high five, and then they would quote like a lyric from a different song every time, or he would. It's just silly shit. And Eddie
Which also
Vedder's
is-
the man. So
It might be also like a little reference to because they were part of the grunge music era.
oh yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yep.
So, I mean, Nirvana's the one that introduced grunge music.
Yeah, they're the one that helped the industry realize they can make money from it.
Yeah. Able to make it big.
Yep.
Was there anything in the, what was some of your favorite scenes in this movie?
Anything with Pat Smear, the Lionel Richie, the bed, that nightmare thing. That looked cool with the walls turned into like a shadowy sky with the demons in the background. Simple, but I liked it.
I did like that. I did like that. Just because he like turns on it turns the lights off and then turns just that.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all that's enough said. I could list off a few more, but Dave Grohl and his I don't know, he just had so much fun.
Yeah.
in every
I
scene.
also I liked when he wakes the dude up with the glasses who's trying to sleep with Whitney Cummings' character, the neighbor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When he wakes him up, he's wearing his Speedo.
Yeah.
He's like, is that mine? Yeah, man, I borrowed it. It's, it's like a tiger stripe or whatever. Like a part of me thinks that's got to be improv, but
or an exaggeration on that type of rock star that's like a ladies' man.
Yeah,
but he's not. But
I would have expected like Taylor Hawkins to be the one,
right,
or something, just because he's more well known than anybody else. But nope.
Whatever. This other guy
up
pulled
on
it off.
Alanis Morissette.
This other guy pulled it off better than Taylor would, I think.
Yeah, he had a little bit more natural acting to him. It seemed like.
Yeah, the sunglasses probably helped because I couldn't see his eyes, you know.
Yeah,
but he pulled off the look that his delivery and tone was portraying. So that's what really meant. Because I think even in the bed with the Speedo, he's sleeping.
He has his sunglasses.
Sunglasses on, like it's part of his appearance.
I think you might be right.
Right? I don't know.
What'd you think about the music?
Yeah, the simple or evil riffs.
Yeah. What chord is that? Or what note is that?
Oh yeah,
L sharp. Dave, did you create a new chord or a new note?
Then the band just looked like they just like look to each other. He's like, it's an E flat.
Yeah,
they like talk to each other like under their
E flat. It's E flat. It's L sharp.
They're all just like, he doesn't know what he's talking about right now, but it's an E flat, so that's that's what he's trying to tell. And then Dave's like, no, it's not. It's L.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh man. It is good.
Yeah, see, this is a type of movie to watch with friends, I think. Because even just chatting it with you, about it with you right now makes me laugh at these jokes and even harder than I was when I was watching it alone.
I really want to go watch it right now.
Yeah, but
I just want to buy.
I think this is one to watch with at a sausage party.
After watching Sausage Party.
Oh shit.
That's what we'll be talking about next. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I thoroughly suggest that this becomes a cult classic.
I hope to God.
You know, like, yeah.
Like we had talked about this is a movie I want to own. Like tangible copy, whatever. Like it's a must.
Oh yeah. Right.
It's not for everybody. And we said that from the instant we knew it was coming out.
Oh yeah.
Like even before we saw the trailer, I think it was like when we were talking about this, was like, yeah, this is going to be for a particular group of people who only know music or know about the Dave Grohl or know about Foo Fighters or something of that nature.
And love movies and like
those movies.
Horror movies. And they're a movie buff to some extent.
Yep. Those classics.
Yeah. Like independent films and
Yeah, because there's this. It was enjoyable, but not everybody would get it. And oh my God. Straight right out of the bat, it was gory as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it was gory as fuck. Like, I thought I was watching Evil Dead. And Evil Dead was gory as fuck. At one point, he's covered head to toe in blood.
Yeah.
and right away, they do that. Just bashing this chick's head in with a hammer. And like, they're not, they show everything.
Yeah.
They show it happening. The fucking hammer going right through the skull and just.
Yeah. Blunt
you cringed, didn't you?
Blunt force death scenes. I can't do it. like when they're smashing people with bats or hammers. It's just I cringe. And this one they just kept going.
I watched my lady give birth. I think I'm good for anything. I could eat a sandwich at this point during an autopsy. I'd be just like, you ain't seen shit.
It's been 15 years since that memory of mine, so fuck. That's a good point, though.
Well, let's give it a rating. How many 666s do you give?
2 out of 3.
1 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
1 out of 3
as a
3 being you're a straight up worshiper, Satan worshiper, satanic cult leader.
I'll go 2 out of 3, and adding an extra 1 because of my personal connection to the silliness of this film. Because technically, it's not the greatest story, but it's not the worst. And it's not
1 out of 5 stars. Let's do it that way.
3.
3 stars?
I'm right in the middle on this one. I'm gonna watch it every once in a while. It's
I have to give. I can't. I give it a 4.5.
Oh damn!
Yeah, I will give it a 4.5.
All right.
I thoroughly enjoyed the shit out of this. This was a pure entertainment thing. This is a pure entertainment, enjoyed film. I watched it. I was giddy. I was laughing. I was all fucking tuned in too. Like I at one point, Kaylee was trying to get my attention, and I just didn't know it. And
that says it all right there.
Yeah, I was engaged. I was in tune, and I enjoyed it. And watching Dave Grohl just have fun, like, made me even more giddy. I felt like a child. It was weird. It's like I felt like a fucking child watching somebody else play in the playground that I want to play in. But I was happy for them.
That's what it is. I mean? Yeah, hell yeah. I'm so happy for them. Yep. Seriously, I'm happy they got to do this.
And anybody who doesn't know, Dave Grohl was the devil in Tenacious D and Pick of the Destiny. So this isn't like his first acting role. He was also in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I think.
Yeah.
Where he made a little cameo. I don't remember what, but yeah, he made a little cameo. So yeah, it's not like his first acting job.
No, he did great.
But yeah, he did great. You could definitely tell his was lined, his scripts. He was actually reading off a script, but
yeah, whatever.
He was the lead.
Yep.
He did fine, and I love that. Do you hear that? Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I also like when they're tuning the snare drum.
Yeah.
The fact that they have that guy, like Dave could totally tune his own fucking snare drum, especially the way it was like just a smidgen here to the left or right. Like that whole interaction was just fucking had me cracking up because it's such a lead singer mentality, like alpha male, this and that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is your job. You do it.
It's just, like, move a little to the left. No. Back over.
And then his disappointment on the third one is like, no, you got to go way back. And it's all like his own. And the guy tuning the snare, it was that famous roadie or whatever you said earlier.
Kerry King, Slayer's guitarist.
You could tell he did what he was told. And Dave Grohl just got mad basically at himself. I blamed it on him. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't explain that well, but
I also like what he said when they were pulling out the gear, the rig, you know, because he's the like, all right, everybody knows what to do. You know, and he was like, oh, drums, shit job. Yep. And we saw it. He was the one stuck doing the shit job. So
I didn't even catch that, but that makes fuck yeah.
It was fun.
Hell yeah. I'm glad it was made.
Me too.
Totally worth the $20.
This is something I needed in my life that I did not know I needed.
I knew it right when I saw the trailer.
You told me about it too.
Yep.
You instantly told me, it's like, oh, the trailer came out. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to watch it right now. There's a burger burning on the grill, but I didn't give a fuck. I needed to watch that first. That was more important in my life than making money.
Fuck yeah. Well, all right then. This is all we got.
That is Studio 666. Dave Grohl or Foo Fighters. I mean, it's basically a Dave Grohl movie, but because he kills his entire bandmates.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one left. Solo career.
Yay.
If I ever get a band, that's how I'm going to do it.
Hell yeah. I would love to die in that incident.
Just so I can have a solo career.
Just die in a band.
Just die in a band. I died for that music, man.
Exactly. That's how weird I get.
Well, it's been fun.
All right,
I don't know if we did justice or not, but anybody who's listening, go watch this movie, especially if you're a fan of music.
I think we fanned out, and that's what this movie's all about.
That's really all this movie's about. This is fanning out. Just having a good time.
Yeah, entertainment. All right, then.
So, all right. Well, yeah. That has been Studio 666, and thanks for listening. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Peace. Hail Satan!
Hurt feelings make me laugh.
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to check us out. Jason, where can we be heard?
I don't know, Tim. Where can we be heard?
Let me tell you where we can be heard. You can find us on all the other platforms that you find podcasts, like iTunes and Amazon Music.
All them places you find all your favorite and popular podcasts.
Yeah. Spotify.
That's where I listen to podcasts, and nowadays you can rate your podcast on there. Go ahead and give us 5 stars on Spotify or any other platform you listen to your favorite podcast on.
And Spotify.
If you want to watch us, you can find us on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Give it a share. You got to comment. All the algorithm stuff. It helps.
And if you want to comment on how bad and terrible we are doing or how ugly we look, just send us an email at bnbbanterbros@gmail.com.
And that's A-N-D, you said, between the B's?
A-N-D in between the B. You can also check us out on the multiple social platforms that consume everybody's life, like the YouTube, the Twitch, the Twitter, the TikTokity, and the Instagrammy, including Facebook. So please, come check us out. We'll catch you next time.